Most people believe that intelligence is the ultimate gift, a key to success, power, and freedom. Society admires geniuses, visionaries, and deep thinkers, often placing them on a pedestal. But what if higher intelligence is not just a blessing, but also a curse? History is full of examples where brilliant minds paid a heavy price for seeing further and thinking deeper than everyone else. Take Socrates, the father of Western philosophy. His relentless questioning of truth and morality threatened Athens' leaders, and he was executed for corrupting the youth. Or Galileo Galilei, whose groundbreaking discoveries challenged the Church's worldview. Instead of celebration, he was branded a heretic and forced into house arrest. Then there was Friedrich Nietzsche, whose powerful insights into human psychology still influence philosophy today. Yet the weight of his own intensity led him to collapse into madness. And Alan Turing, the mathematical genius who helped end World War II by breaking the Enigma code. Despite his brilliance, he was persecuted for his identity, driven into despair, and died tragically young. These stories reveal a painful truth about the danger of higher intelligence. Society praises it for what it gives, but often punishes it for what it threatens. To think more deeply than others often means to feel more deeply. It means seeing what others overlook, noticing patterns, contradictions, and truths most people ignore. From the outside, brilliance looks like power and clarity, but on the inside, it can feel like alienation, torment, and even a slow path to self-destruction. To live with extraordinary intelligence is to exist in a liminal space, caught between the world as it is and the world as it could be. It sharpens perception, reveals patterns invisible to others, and illuminates truths too often ignored. Yet this brilliance is rarely gentle. The faster the mind moves, the more it risks outpacing those around it, and in that gap, alienation quietly blooms. Every insight becomes both a bridge and a barrier. What feels urgent and vital to the intelligent mind often falls on unprepared ears. Curiosity may be mistaken for arrogance, honesty for judgment. Social rituals that comfort others can feel shallow, even suffocating, while laughter over trivialities stings with the reminder of disconnection. The loneliness is not chosen solitude, but a profound awareness that few minds can travel the same depths. Few hearts can resonate with such intensity. And so, brilliance casts its own shadow. The sharper the clarity, the lonelier the heart. Yet even in this isolation, there is beauty, a luminous perspective that sees life from angles few ever glimpse, a truth that, while heavy, is undeniably radiant. To think deeply is to bear a gaze heavy with truths others never see. The highly intelligent do not merely observe, they sense the hidden structures of life, the fragility of human illusions, the inevitability of death, the quiet injustices and compromises woven into society's fabric. Where others find comfort in ritual, tradition, and unquestioned belief, the awakened mind perceives their cracks and limitations. This awareness is double-edged. It illuminates the world in breathtaking detail, but also strips away its protective illusions. Certainty becomes doubt. Simplicity becomes complexity. Beauty and cruelty, wonder and despair. Life becomes an intricate weave of contradictions. Such vision often shapes the soul with melancholy. Cynicism may take root, or an aching anxiety that much of human effort is built on illusions. To see too clearly is to carry a burden few can share. The knowledge that behind the stories we cling to lies a fragile, sometimes painful reality. In this paradox, brilliance and sorrow entwine. The mind that sees more also feels more. Its clarity brings light, but it also deepens the shadows. The gift of intelligence can also become a trap. The highly intelligent rarely see choices as simple. Each decision unfolds into a vast web of possibilities and consequences. Every step carries unseen risks. Every path branches into countless what-ifs. This endless interrogation of reality can turn the mind into a labyrinth, intricate, dazzling, but confining. Within its walls, the heart hesitates, afraid to act, afraid to choose. Precious moments slip away in calculation. Spontaneity fades. Laughter, love, and joy feel fleeting, fragile, smothered beneath the weight of analysis. In seeking certainty, the intelligent risk losing life itself. Insight becomes a chain. Knowledge becomes a prison. The very clarity that could empower them immobilizes instead, leaving them trapped between knowing and doing. Thus emerges the paradox. The sharper the intellect, the heavier the hesitation. To think too deeply is to see too much, and in seeing too much, to risk never truly living. Extraordinary intelligence does not merely observe the world, it questions it. And in questioning, it unsettles the foundations upon which authority depends. History offers countless reminders. Socrates condemned for corrupting the youth of Athens. Galileo silenced for daring to chart the heavens. Hypatia murdered for her pursuit of knowledge in a world ruled by dogma. Brilliance becomes dangerous when it pierces illusions that sustain power. Those who see too clearly reveal cracks others wish to ignore. To think freely, to refuse conformity, is often to invite suspicion, hostility, and punishment. Authority fears what it cannot control, and so the intelligent mind becomes a threat simply by refusing to bow. Yet in this defiance lies integrity. To think deeply is to risk exile, but also to preserve truth against the comfort of lies. The light of intelligence may disturb, but it is also the light that keeps humanity moving forward. If authority resists intelligence from above, society often resists it from within. The highly intelligent do not always provoke resentment deliberately. They simply notice more, question more, and reveal truths others would prefer to leave unspoken. Yet this clarity can feel like accusation. A question posed too sharply can sound like judgment. A truth spoken too plainly can feel like an attack. Resentment grows from fear, the fear of inadequacy, of exposure, of being reminded that one's certainties may not be as strong as they appear. And so, ridicule becomes a shield, envy a defense, dismissal a refuge. For the intelligent, it is a quiet betrayal. To offer truth and receive mockery, to share insight and meet hostility. The irony is painful. Society celebrates the genius of the past, while silencing the thinkers of the present. Innovation is welcomed only after it has been tamed, and those who carry clarity in their own time are often punished, not praised. For the highly intelligent, connection is both a deep longing and a persistent struggle. Human intimacy requires resonance, a meeting of minds and hearts. Yet when one mind races ahead, probes deeper, or perceives layers others cannot, harmony often falters. Conversations that skim the surface feel unbearable. Small talk and polite rituals leave a hollow ache. What the intelligent crave is dialogue that embraces paradox, truth, and wonder, companionship that does not shy from complexity. Yet such encounters are rare, and without them, even a crowded room can feel profoundly lonely. This disconnection is not arrogance, but an existential solitude, the haunting awareness that few can meet them in the depths where they live. And so, relationships exist in tension, between longing and distance, intimacy and solitude. Intelligence becomes both a gift for love's depth and a veil that makes such love difficult to share. History is marked by brilliant minds undone by their own intensity. Nietzsche collapsing into madness, Van Gogh consumed by despair, Sylvia Plath pouring her anguish into words, Alan Turing driven to death by persecution. Their brilliance illuminated humanity, but it also consumed them. The highly intelligent often feel life too deeply. What inspires ecstasy can just as easily bring despair. Sensitivity, the same force that fuels art and discovery, also exposes them to torment. Their minds, so adept at shaping the external world, can turn inward, becoming prisons of thought and spirals of obsession. In this paradox lies tragedy. The flame that lights the world also risks burning its bearer. Genius is both exaltation and affliction, a vision that creates beauty even as it destroys. And yet, perhaps this is why their works endure. They were born not only of intellect, but of souls stretched to their breaking point, leaving behind fragments of light and pain that the world cannot forget. To see beyond the present is both grace and torment. The visionary lives in two worlds, the imperfect now and the radiant future that only they can glimpse. But while they walk ahead, society resists behind them, bound to habit and fear. Such foresight is isolating. Urgency that burns within the visionary appears to others as folly, arrogance, or madness. History remembers countless such figures. Dreamers and inventors ridiculed in life, celebrated only once the world finally caught up. To live ahead of one's time is to endure exile in the present, condemned to carry truths unrecognized. And yet, vision, though heavy, is also sacred. To glimpse possibility is to bear responsibility. What is seen cannot be unseen. And so the visionary presses forward, often alone, carrying a light too bright for their time, yet destined to guide generations yet to come. History shows us that brilliance is seldom embraced in its own age. The intelligent, the visionary, the genius. Too often they are feared in life and only celebrated in death. Their struggles, whether in alienation, awareness, hesitation, resentment, or even self-destruction, reveal a truth as painful as it is profound. To walk further ahead is to walk more alone. Yet within this burden lies nobility. For it is restless minds, unyielding hearts, and questioning souls that move humanity forward. Their suffering is not wasted. It becomes the soil from which new truths, new beauty, and new possibilities emerge. Perhaps then, the tragedy of extraordinary intelligence is also its triumph, that even in isolation, it leaves behind a legacy of light. The world may resist, but eventually it follows. And though the path of the gifted mind is steep, shadowed, and solitary, it reshapes the very meaning of what it is to be human. Well, friends, until next time.